It's now time on RealAg Radio for our weekly Rocky Talk segment, which is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Equipment. Dependability is what we do. You can find out more information about Rocky Mountain Equipment by going to rockymtn.com. And joining us right now is Joel Hoehn. He is Army's Divisional Service Manager. Joel, how's it going?
It's going good. Yourself?
Doing really good, doing good. I'm ready to talk about the importance of inspections and in the framework or the context to really prevent downtime. Talk about the need and the importance of inspections.
You betcha. Rocky Mountain Equipment offers our uptime inspection program, usually beginning about October 1st, running through March. These inspections are hugely important to our producers out there. Bringing those machines in winter gives that producer a peace of mind. It gives them the opportunity to catch items before they become major problems. It also gives him that opportunity to thoroughly review his machine, see what it looks like from the inside out. Sitting down with the service manager, going through each of the components listed on this machine, making sure that it's maximized to its top performance.
So is there certain machines that are more prone to need these kind of inspections? So tractors, obviously I think a combine's right away. But what do you recommend?
Well, absolutely, I recommend bringing your combines in. There's a lot of wearing parts on these machines. You have to realize, too, that over the last 20 years, we've gone from, 250 horsepower high-end combines to close to 600 horsepower now, and the machine size hasn't grown a whole lot. So you're putting a lot more material through those machines at a far greater speed with a lot more horsepower behind it. So there are items in those machines that tend to wear quickly. So you want to make sure we catch all that well before you get in the field.
I think there's a lot of people out there. I know I'm like this, where procrastination gets the best of me, where, I know there's something that needs to be looked at on, maybe it's the combine or maybe it's a tractor. And what I do is I think, I'll deal with it when I get to the spring. That's when I'll tackle it. And I call it procrastinate. I'm procrastinating my way, avoiding stuff. It may be just simpler to, get it to the shop and get it looked at and take care of it, because spring can catch up to you very quickly. It seems so far away now, but it's here before you know it.
You bet. You know what? What I always tell our customers is, get that machine in fall. There's a couple things that really drive that for us. Is number one, it gives us time to go through your machine properly. It's not a pressure point to get it out the door. We get to review it. We can sit down and go through that thoroughly with the customer, make sure we get your repairs done correctly, and you're getting maximum value out of our services. We also offer 10% off parts and labor for our uptime program. So if you book it in before December 31st, you also get 10% off parts and labor. And what that does, it allows us, the producer, to save a little bit of money, get his machine checked out, and then we also guarantee priority service in the event of a breakdown in season. So you're put to the front of the line when you have an issue, if you have an issue after we do our inspections.
Yeah, and I think that you just sparked another thought in my head, is that sometimes we leave the fall and we don't think there's anything wrong, but that still doesn't mean you shouldn't have the piece looked over.
No, and that's absolutely right, because when you go through these machines, what we're trained, our technicians are trained to go through these machines and look for small items that have become, bigger problems, right? It might be a crack there or a missing bolt here. You know what? It might make it halfway through your season next year, never have a problem with that bolt falling off. But you know what? It's not how it's supposed to be. Those bolts are there for a reason. If something falls off because you didn't have the support and goes through your machine, with the crop prices today and the investments put into these crops, these machines have to go. They have to work. They have to be operational, because one big rain on a wheat field or a durum field or a barley field can cost you a lot in yield. These machines have to work. It's a very cheap investment.
Yeah, especially if you're looking to get some life out of the machine. I think that's another part of it too.
Absolutely.
Like if you're trading combines every year or four-wheel drives every year, that's you put a smile on Rocky Mountain's face. But all of us can't do that. And so if I need to get 5 years or 10 years out of that combine, I got to take care of it in the wintertime to make sure it's all checked over and everything's running hunky-dory. We get to the next time I got to use it, and it's all part of getting extra life out of that machine as well.
Absolutely. Maintenance is key. You got to make sure it's greased. You got to make sure you look these machines through. Like you said, everybody can't afford a new tractor every year, a new combine every year. Some customers of ours actually elect to bring their machine in every second year because that's what they can afford. And you know what? That's fine too. We go through these machines, catch this stuff before it becomes a big issue. And you know what? You're running in the field, not sitting in the field.
Yeah. Okay, Joel, thanks a lot.
You betcha.
That is Joel Hoehn. He is RME's Divisional Service Manager. If you want more information on Rocky Mount Equipment, go to rockymtn.com. We'll be right back on RealAg Radio right after this.